Witnesses said that they saw 12 different compounds being used. However, there are so many, they have so many common variables. I must differentiate them. I must use chemical formulas and chemical reactions to identify which ones are which before I can figure out what happened at this crime. How can we test for water? Well, water is proven to evaporate at 100 degrees Celsius. So let's heat it up on a candle from a Bunsen burner and see what happens. If it evaporates and disappears, then we know it's water. And it did! It's water!
So, what about this vinegar-like substance? How will we know if it's vinegar or not? Well, if we combine it with baking soda, or HC2H3O2, it produces a reaction which creates CO2 and water itself. So yeah, that's how we know if it's.
How do we identify coconut oil? Well, it's quite simple actually. You just put coconut oil on top of water and see if it mixes, or the supposed substance of coconut oil on top of water. You see, coconut oil has a density of 9.2, while water has a density of 9.9. Therefore, it flows. Aluminum is a shiny metal that reacts with oxygen, forming aluminium oxide, which can be characterized by the following equations. Al plus O2 equals 2AlO3. This isn't balanced, so I balanced it here by saying Al is 4, and I got 4 to 6. Glucose is a sweet, powdery solid which has no odor and is best known for being in sugar. And when glucose is heated, it causes a reaction which makes it combustible. This is how we know something is glucose that is sweet tasting. Glycerol is found in many medically grade drugs like laxatives. Its chemical properties are that it's easy to be dissolved in water, it's non-toxic, and it's hard to ignite, but it is combustible. Magnesium chloride has a very strong reaction with water, making it easily identifiable, as when it reacts, it not only dissolves, but creates an exothermic reaction. This is why magnesium chloride is used as road salt, as it dissolves ice and snow. Potassium hydroxide is a base which can strongly react with vinegar, an acid, and create two different compounds, H2O, or water, and potassium acetate, making this a very interesting chemical reaction. Now it's everyone's favorite. Sodium chloride, or also known as table salt. It has a strong reaction when exposed to immense amounts of heat, like in a fire, and turns it yellow. It also is an aqueous substance which can be completely dissolved by water. This partially polyatomic compound is kept in our fridges worldwide. It also has a very strong reaction when distilled water, hydrochloric acid are mixed together in it, and it produces carbon dioxide as a result. Calcium sulfate is a powdery white odorless substance which when put in water reacts and hardens into a mass which can be easily molded. This is why it's called plaster of Paris. Zinc is a common mineral and metal which is found all throughout the Earth's crust. It looks bluish, shiny, silver-like, and when exposed to moisture, will combust violently. Now that we've identified all of these compounds and elements, we now can try to figure out what actually happened at this scene of the crime.